Okay, so this has become my new favorite snack to throw in the kids' lunch boxes. It's the Kodiak blueberry muffin mix. Now, instead of doing what I usually do, I thought, what if I tried making it in my Zojirushi Virtuoso Plus Breadmaker? Now, on the box, there aren't any official directions for turning this into a loaf. So here's what I did. First, I dumped the entire bag of mix right into the bread pan. Then I added 2 eggs, 1/3 cup of oil, and 1 cup of milk. Now, originally I thought I could just hit the cake setting and let the machine do its thing, but for whatever reason, it didn't really want to cooperate. The timing seemed off and it just wasn't giving me the control I wanted, so I switched over to the homemade setting. This is the setting I end up using for most things. So for this, I just set it up to knead for 15 minutes, and then I set the bake time for 1 hour and 30 minutes. Now, while it was baking, I just kept an eye on it, and with about 22 minutes left on the timer, I gave it a quick check, and honestly, it looked pretty perfect, and I really didn't want it to get too golden brown, so I went ahead and pulled it out. And one quick tip, once the kneading is finished, I like to remove the paddles from the pan, because if you leave them in, you'll get these weird holes in the bottom of your loaf, and it's also a lot harder to pop out the loaf when it's done baking. But anyways, here is how it turned out. It actually looks way better than I was expecting. I thought maybe it might be sunken in the middle or super dry looking, but it actually held its shape really well, and it smells amazing. Now, I let it cool for a bit, and then I sliced it up with my favorite bread knife, this Victorinox one, and as you can see, it glides through super smooth. All right, and here's a closer look at it. It looks nice and light and fluffy and not too dense, which is definitely an issue I have sometimes with breads. But the best part, it actually tastes really good. And I think this is definitely a lot easier than just hand mixing it and then pouring them into muffins. So I think I'm gonna stick with this method from here on out. Now, if you've got a bread maker, especially one like the Zojirushi that lets you fully customize the settings, definitely give this a try. It might become your favorite quick snack too.